All right, let's do this. Celtic myth and magic. You ready to explore some Celtic spirituality?
Let's go.
Excellent. Well, lucky for us, we've got this awesome guide, Celtic Myth and Magic. It's by Edain McCoy.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Really digs into all that good stuff.
Beliefs and deities and practices and how to, actually use them.
Exactly, exactly. She does a great job bringing it to life, for today, not just like way back when.
Right, exactly. So, okay, Celtic mythology, it's got all these powerful deities, right? And McCoy does not hold back. She throws you right in. Bridget, Lou, the Morrigan.
Oh, the Morrigan. I mean, talk about intense.
No, shape-shifting warrior goddess. Gives me chills just thinking about her. And then there's Dagda, who's like this really cool fatherly figure.
With a cauldron that never runs empty. How cool is that?
Seriously, can you imagine the feast? Okay, but it's not just about knowing who they are,
Yeah.
right? McCoy says you can actually connect with them, personally.
Yeah, it's all about building that relationship, leaving offerings, meditating on their qualities, even calling on them for guidance, like in your magic practice.
Oh, wow. So, practically speaking.
Totally. Say you're stuck creatively, you could actually reach out to Lou. He's the master of all skills. Or if you're feeling a little run down, Bridget's your girl. Healing energy right there.
Wow, I love that. So it's not just this abstract concept. McCoy actually gives you the steps. It's like a how-to guide.
Yeah, exactly. It's meant to be like an active practice, not just something you read about.
I love that. Okay, but we can't talk about Celtic myth without talking about the stories.
The myths. Ah, so good.
Right, like the Mabinogion, Tanbo Quailge,
Yeah.
heroes and quests, love, betrayal, the whole deal.
And they're packed with deeper meaning too. McCoy really emphasizes that.
Right, it's not just entertainment. So, what'd she say?
Well, they're filled with Celtic beliefs about nature, fate, and this really fascinating concept, the otherworld.
Okay, the otherworld. That sounds otherworldly. What is it exactly?
Think of it like a parallel dimension, and it's populated with spirits, deities, all sorts of magical beings. It exists alongside our world.
Whoa, a parallel dimension, really? Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah. And in the Mabinogion, you see characters going back and forth between these worlds, interacting with fairies and gods and stuff. It's pretty wild.
That's amazing. So McCoy is saying that we can tap into this connection with the other world too. Is that possible?
That's what she suggests. It's about, creating sacred spaces, aligning yourself with the cycles of nature, celebrating those ancient Celtic festivals.
Oh, right, like the Celtic Wheel of the Year.
Yeah.
McCoy goes into that, doesn't she?
Yes. She talks about Samhain, which is when the veil between our world and the other world is thinnest. Kind of like Halloween, but way more ancient.
More ancient vibes, definitely.
What else? Beltane, a big celebration of fertility and new beginnings. Really interesting stuff.
It's amazing how these super old celebrations are still relevant,
Totally. And the tools play a big part too, like Ogham, that ancient Celtic alphabet.
Oh, yeah. They use it for divination, right?
Right. But it's more than just letters. It's about the symbolism behind each one. Each Ogham symbol represents a tree and its own energy.
Wait, hold on. So are you saying I could, tap into the strength of an oak tree through Ogham?
That's the idea.
That is so cool. I can picture these beautifully carved Ogham sticks, each one like a conduit to different energy. I love that imagery.
It's beautiful. And McCoy talks about crafting them with intention, whether it's for divination or spell work or even just personal reflection.
Awesome. And speaking of divination, she goes into all sorts of methods for getting guidance, doesn't she?
Yeah, she talks about Ogham readings, but also, traditional herbal remedies, that kind of thing.
Like what? What kind of herbs?
Well, she mentions vervain. That was a sacred herb for the Druids. They used it for protection, healing, connecting with the divine.
Wow. It's like a whole magical apothecary. Okay, I have to ask, what makes this book so special? I mean, there are a lot of books on Celtic spirituality, right?
Yeah, but McCoy does a really good job of bridging the gap between ancient traditions and how we live now. It's not just theoretical. She gives you practical ways to bring this stuff into your own life,
For healing, for inspiration.
Exactly. Connecting with something bigger than yourself. It's really powerful.
I love that.
Yeah.
So to recap, we've got these amazing deities with distinct personalities, these epic tales with deeper meaning, powerful rituals, tools that channel ancient energy.
And methods for divination and healing. It's a lot.
It is. But in the best way possible. I'm so glad we did this deep dive.
Me too. And if you're interested in learning more, definitely check out Celtic Myth and Magic. It's such a great resource for anyone wanting to explore Celtic spirituality.
Absolutely. And here's something to think about as you go on your own journey. In a world that can feel kind of disconnected from nature and spirit, how can these Celtic traditions bring more meaning, more magic to your life?
That's a great question.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Until next time.